Good morning everyone, I'm here with the MMDA and they're doing clearing of the roads, also sidewalks and things like that, basically trying to declog the metro so that people can actually get around without having so many problems and so much traffic. So you can see the MMDA are here, the AFP are here, there's also a couple of police officers, although I think they just tagged along because they saw something going on. I don't think they're actually officially with the operation. So yeah, I figured let's go live and follow the operation. They've already towed away a bunch of vehicles, pedicabs, not that big, you know, little tricycle things, but they were blocking the road, so they were towed away or impounded. And I guess now just walking down the road to see what other obstructions there are that needs to be fixed. You might be thinking, why not go on vehicles? Well, you know, it takes time to get in and out of a car. And there's so many people here, it makes sense just to walk down the road and check. So it looks like they're going to clear their sidewalk. So this looks like an obstruction, this one shouldn't be on the sidewalk. Of course the problem is that when you start putting blockades in like this, then next thing you know people putting chairs there, and then the next thing you know it's just, you know, no one can use the sidewalk anymore. I hope they can do it as well here in Batangas. Hopefully one day, yeah, I agree. Of course, this being the MMDA, they're here in Metro Manila, but look, you can see they're already starting to deconstruct this and take it down. Because it starts with something like this, with you know, a covered area, then there'll be some chairs here, then they'll build like some kind of wooden structure, like a store, and then before you know it, the whole sidewalk's gone. The businesses there will extend forward, and it just creates a nightmare. So, of course, that forces all the pedestrians to go into the road, which then causes even more traffic. So I think they're going to pull this whole thing down. It shouldn't be here, it is a sidewalk. You can see these guys here are starting to collect their stuff before it gets confiscated. Because if he can rescue that, at least he'll have some materials. They'll probably rebuild it, but you know, that's a problem for another day. So it looks like they're confiscating this one. It's a little cart full of, well, honestly it just looks like junk. So they're going to take down this whole structure. Shouldn't be here in the first place, and you know, it's structures like this that cause problems. Fair play to you for doing what you're doing. Take care. Thank you. I think a lot of people just think that these guys sit around doing nothing every day, but in reality they're actually out here doing stuff like this. So you can see he's trying to remove the supports there so they can take the metalwork down. Aside from the fact that this causes traffic and it blocks the sidewalk, it's a safety concern because there's no way this thing is safe. You know, you can see sharp corners of metal, and yeah, it's not a good construction to start with. Oh, it looks like, is that the same truck that we saw get confiscated? I hope not, otherwise they've kind of shot themselves in the foot by giving it back. I'm not sure, to be honest, it could be another one. But slowly but surely this whole thing is coming down. Sorry. There we go, down it comes. And that will be put on the truck to get rid of it. You can see these ones over here, they're already starting to take down their own tarpaulin because they want to rescue it. Because as soon as the MMDA touch it, that's it, game over. They're gonna confiscate it. The thing is, if they take this inside now, they're probably gonna bring it back out in a week or so. So it really is better if it's confiscated, even if you feel bad for them. I mean, bottom line is, this is sidewalk. They don't own this property. You know, they try and extend the stores and put up illegal vendor sites and stuff like that, but the reality is they shouldn't be here in the first place. Hopefully this guy's going to be careful. We don't want anyone to get hurt. You can see they're really rushing to get it down before the MMDA do. They don't want it to be confiscated. Looks like they're too late though. Once they start, that's it. Game over. it's considered confiscated. You can see the AFP are also here. I think I mentioned that earlier. We have a few local police officers. I think they just happen to be in the area. I don't think they're here specific for this operation. And you can see they're tied to buildings also, and that's a fire escape there, so you shouldn't really be tying anything to that could mess with it. You never know what could happen if you get caught up or something like that. Also, this one over here. So whoever lives here, they could end up, having problems in an emergency because they've tied their stools to the fire exit, the emergency ladder. Good job, MMDA, I act. Take care, Gadget Addict. I will, thank you. So you can see right now they're just removing everything that ties the structure together. They're really not constructed very well, to be honest. They basically just tied bits of wood together. So there's a good chance that people could get hurt on this. And of course there's sharp edges everywhere. There's very little regard for public safety. Let's go see how they're doing with this one. Sorry. So I don't know what's happening here. I think the girl wants to try and keep some of the materials, but generally what they do is they take everything to avoid it being reused. I don't know if they're going to let them keep the tarpaulin. On previous operations, they really don't let them keep anything. They just take everything. Because if you let them keep it, they just rebuild, and then you have the same problem a week later. Baclaran, where is this? Somewhere here. So they're taking down this structure now. This one looks very dangerous. You definitely wouldn't want to scratch yourself against that metal. Okay, it looks like they're pushing forward, so let's keep going. This is sidewalk clearing. It's clearing the road of obstructions and various other things that are causing issues here in Metro Manila. So that took about, how long have we been streaming? Maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes? And they've already cleared quite a lot of this area. Now, of course, the risk is that they rebuild, but hopefully that won't happen. See, they're just removing the ties that put this whole thing together. Imagine this is sidewalk, and it's all going to be blocked by vendors. So at least now people have somewhere to walk without having to go in the road, and that will also help to decongest the road. Unfortunately, I think they're letting them keep some of the materials, or maybe all of the materials, which is counterproductive because, even if you don't have money, you have time, and all it takes to put this back together is time. So progressive discipline is what's needed. Yes, slowly but surely, they're trying to make a difference. So you can see now they're continuing down the road with the clearing. Like I mentioned earlier, it's not efficient to get in and out of vehicles. It's really better just to walk, and then every time they hit an obstruction, whether it's an illegally parked car or if it's sidewalk obstructions, they can take action. Okay, so it looks like they're scaring away a pedicab up there who is parked on the side. Watching from Singapore, excellent. What time is it over there? I think it's around 7 a.m. here. I joined them this morning at 6 a.m. But of course I have to do a briefing and then travel here. They need a bobcat, just run over these structures. They need to wear some gloves. Yeah, that's true actually, they could do with some gloves. Let's continue to follow them. You can see they're just, it's like a small army marching down the road actually. I'm going to get some footage with my other camera as well, just because it's higher quality compared to my phone. Although I've got a cameraman in my shot, which isn't great. Although I'm in many of their shots also, so watch out for me on GMA tonight. Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, sorry. So continuing to look for obstructions, it looks like there's Oh, they've got one thing here, a little table, so that'll be taken away. I'm not sure if they're going to hit this area over here. Take care. Why the LGU cannot control them? It means they must be held liable once they go back after a few hours. It's a good question. I'm not sure. Look, you can see everyone's rushing to take their stuff in because they don't want it to get confiscated. But of course, confiscation, as bad as it sounds, it is really the one that works. Because if you just allow them to take their stuff in, they don't learn a lesson. All they know, there's a lot of noise going on over there. If you let them take their stuff into the store, all they learn is that when the MMDA come, you have to take your stuff in, and then after that, you can put it back out again. Hope MMDA would have enough equipment with them for fast action in every operation, especially in clearing sidewalks and other obstructions. They could probably do with more equipment, but you know, they're working with what they've got. So right now they're letting them take their stuff in, but I think they're gonna take the structure itself. Of course, the problem is they'll just build a new one. So yeah, in previous operations I've really seen them confiscate stuff, but it depends if it's on the sidewalk or if it's in the road as to what action they can take. And you can see they're not that bothered really. It's just like, oh, text, surf on the internet. They don't really have much concern. In fact, I can tell you about yesterday's operation. There was a bunch of stuff blocking the sidewalks, and the MMDA and the Addict in general kept asking them, please move your stuff, please remove your stuff, please remove your stuff. Nobody removed their stuff until the MMDA started confiscating stuff. Then they came over from their houses and started moving stuff. So yeah, that's the kind of thing that you're dealing with every day, that even they know it's wrong, they're being told it's wrong, but they still don't take action until stuff starts getting confiscated. It is sad to do it, but you know, it's also sad for the people that spend 4 hours in traffic every day going home, or who have to wake up at like 2 a.m. to get to the office by 8 a.m. So yeah, it is sad for these people, but how about everyone else who lives in Manila or even outside of Manila? You know, a lot of people commute into Manila for work to go to the office. So what about those people that spend half their life sitting in a car in traffic because obstructions? So yeah, I do feel bad for them, but I also feel bad for the hundreds of thousands of people that are sitting in their clogged up roads every day. So I'm not sure what they're doing now. Let's try and watch. I think they're trying to bring over one of the tow trucks, but I'm not sure. Let's see what's going on. Oh, they're asking where are the pedicabs. Where are the pedicabs? I think they've let them go. Oh, they're going to be in big trouble if they've let them go. Oh, if they've let those tricycles go, they're hindering the operation. The whole point of this operation is to have effectiveness.
Lumapit ka dito, lumapit ka dito.
Iniwanan po kasi kami, wala na kasi sa amin.
Nandyan yung army, nandyan yung police.
Wala na po, wala po kami. Wala na po kami magawa. Pinagdalo na nga pinagdasal-kanya. Wala na po ngayon, wala na yung naliligan sa nakatalo na kaya, talo ka.
Sabi ko, ilalim na. Natatakot ba kayo?
Hindi po, pinagtanggal nila din, pinag-ano nila.
Aron, babalikan ko yan ha. Babalikan ko yan, kukunin ko yan, susumugin ko yan.
Pinagtanggal po nila din.
I think they've released those tricycles. That'd be a complete waste of the operation if they've done that. Well, not complete waste, but damage to the operation.
Sige, ganito ha. Umalis na kayo. Ha? Umalis na kayo. Alam ko kung paano kami magtrabaho dito ha. Hindi kami nakikipagbiruan. Ha?
Gaano na kami sa rin, wala na po kami na lang po, wala na kami.
Sino sasaksak sa inyo?
Lalo po sir, mga tambay ng mami. Mami na po sila.
Saan yung army? Sino yung OIC ng army?
Wala na po, wala na po mga tao.
Kasi ang sinasabi ko sa inyo, pag kinali na kumalis na kayo, ano pa kasi ginagawa niyo doon?
Dapat po sir, yung bawat pili ka po, walang ride, walang magra-ride. Kaya nabibili ko.
Babalikan natin yun ha. Babalikan namin yun ha.
So that's quite a sad result. The whole idea of going here is to clear the roads and to clear obstructions, and they pretty much just really dealt a blow to the operation by releasing those tricycles or those pedicabs. That's very frustrating. What's the point in waking up early, doing these operations, going down the street, clearing everything, and then they throw it in your face by releasing those that have been captured? If they had any questions, they could have walked down the road. It's not like we've gone far. They could have come down the road and said, hey, Bong, that's the guy on the video, Bong Nabria, what should we do? We want to let them go or something. They could have asked. What a joke. Very disappointed. Anyway, let's keep going and push forward and just try and clear the rest of the road. For safety, there should be military presence. Yes, there is. Here you go. So you can see, what's this? So they're showing it's sidewalk. So you can see where the sidewalk should be. So anything that overlaps onto that is subject for clearing, basically. Let's keep going down the road. Of course, the problem is that some people will just rebuild their obstructions and they'll continue to block the sidewalks, block the streets, block the roads. But you have to try, right? You can see everyone scurrying to put their stuff away before it gets confiscated. There's stuff tied to the phone lines, there's stuff tied to the buildings. You know, these are all fire hazards and other hazards. You know, these structures that they're building, they could never withstand any kind of earthquake. They're sharp edges so that if people catch themselves on them, they're going to cut themselves. There's so many issues, aside from the fact that they're, you know, forcing pedestrians into the road, which causes more traffic and puts pedestrians in danger. See, you've got this kind of structure that they've built out here, so they're quickly trying to take their stuff in before it gets taken.
Good.
So they're going to tear down some of this structure. The reality is that some of these will just rebuild without a penalty, without a serious penalty. But they're working with what they've got and trying to make a difference. And look, you can see that one so low that if you had, you know, a reasonable sized vehicle in here, you'd actually hit that post. But of course nobody's given any regard for that. They just want to hang a sign from there or hang their laundry from there, whatever else. So he'll take that down now. Watching from Kuwait, excellent. Are you hired by MMDA to document all of the operations? No. I do it because I want to cover the operations. The trucks are looking a little bit empty. Personally, I'd like to see more confiscated stuff. While I do feel bad for those who have their stuff confiscated, it's really the only deterrent, since, you know, they're not being given a monetary penalty. The biggest deterrent is to seize the goods, or to at least take the structures away, like the metal, the wood, everything like that, just so it can't be reused. Because if they give that metal back, they'll just go up there, you know, with a ladder tonight and put it back in place. So I hope they confiscate it. And you can see they're continuing down the road. A lot of people might think, or some people might think, well, what harm are they really doing? Well, it's, you know, it starts with small things and then it gets worse and worse and worse. Like yesterday we saw so many sidewalks that have been completely overtaken by businesses and houses. So it starts with small obstructions and they grow bigger and bigger and bigger. So they really do have to clear them. Look, you saw there that's another emergency fire exit for this building, a ladder, and he had his stuff hanging from there, his shop stuff. So what if there's an emergency and people need to use that ladder and it's full of all their clothes? You know, it's going to cause an obstruction, it's a hazard, it's dangerous. But they don't care, basically. You know, it's a lack of respect, and they have space, but they want more space, so they start expanding into, you know, public property, the sidewalks, for example, onto the building, the fire exits. It's dangerous, and it's really not fair. Oh, what's this guy on the ladder doing? Okay, he's removing his own post before the MMDA come. I mean, at least he's doing that. He's saving them some work. They shouldn't have to do everything by themselves. So yeah. While I don't agree with him putting it there in the first place, at least he's bringing it down by himself. So props to that guy. A lot of people just sit there texting and, you know, laughing about it as if it's a big joke, when in fact they're wasting so much money. Because look at how many men are here being employed just to do this job. That's everyone's money being wasted and everyone's time being wasted. And they think it's funny. And in fact, they're actually causing so many problems. Because you might think, oh, it's just one, you know, it's just one store, it's just one person. But then when you've got a whole road like that, that's a congested road already. And then when that joins up to something big like EDSA or another major road, that's hours of traffic for every single person living in the metro or traveling through the metro every day. So they think it's a joke, but it's not, and it's really hurting people. And look at that, there's no way that's a safe structure. I bet you if there was an earthquake, all of that metal would come falling down on whoever's under it. And good luck, because some of that's going to be pretty sharp. So yeah, reckless basically, it's reckless. Let's walk further down the road. At least there's no more vehicles here. They probably took the hint when those pedicabs were being taken, even if they were released. Okay, let's go further down. I know at least one of the... Oh, here you go. So, yeah, I think both of these cameramen are from GMA. So you can see they're continuing their operation here. At least they're taking down their stuff, but the sad thing is they're just going to put it back up in a couple of hours. So, yeah, I don't know. That's something that has to be worked on, I guess. Coming up with some way of penalizing them so that they don't just repeat it over and over again. And ideally the LGU will be the one to come through here, because it can't be national government every single day. This is what people keep saying, like, why don't IAC go here, why don't they go here, why don't they have more operations? It can't be national government all the time, it has to be local government also. They have to, I mean, I know many local governments are really doing their bit, but there's certainly, in some areas, there's room for improvement from the local units. Because, you know, it's not going to work if it's IACT every day or MMDA every day. They can't do everything. They don't have enough men. They don't have enough trucks. So yeah, hopefully we'll see, you know, bigger improvements from the LGUs also. Some of them are really doing good, but some of them need to catch up. And look at how much time this is wasting. Sorry, there's a really loud airplane above me. Look at how much time this is wasting. All of these men could be doing something better, but because they have to clear obstructions like this, it's a huge waste of time. I mean, I'm not saying it's a waste of time. There's a point to the operation, and there is a reason and there is a need. But if they didn't have to do this, they could be doing better things. So yeah. Sorry if it's a little bit dark, the image. We've got some Christmas lights over here. I wonder if they're the legal approved type, or if they're, you know, those random not so high quality ones. Good morning, Gadget from South Korea. Wow, good morning. We don't get many people on the stream from South Korea. Could you ask if they give a warning to the shop who put some illegal stuff there, or will they be penalized if they do it again? No, they don't give a warning, because if they gave a warning when they come here in the morning, everything would be looking so neat and, you know, it would be pointless. So no, they don't give a warning in advance. And as for the penalty, as far as I can tell, apart from confiscating items, no, there's no monetary penalty. Unfortunately, that's part of the problem. Maybe that's something that needs to be implemented so that they can use it as a deterrent. Because just having scraps of metal taken away, realistically, you know, not many people care. But if they had to pay, you know, 200, 500, 1,000, then maybe they would think twice about it. Okay, things have kind of stagnated a little bit, so I might end this stream here and then come back once we move on to the next area. So if you enjoyed this video, please smash that thumbs up button, and thank you to everyone who tuned in.